CAO points could be awarded for a wider variety of skills such as teamwork, communications and work experience under new Leaving Cert reforms, Minister for Education Norma Foley has said. And it got us, I suppose, discussing this morning whether or not that is a good idea. Aidan, what do you make of the idea that students will get points for things that wouldn't be the traditional subjects?
I think it's a brilliant idea. First of all, I think honing in on communication is really important. I think it's amazing to get points for something that's sort of slightly less academic, but it's also a massive life skill. And I think that particularly maybe if you are from an area of disadvantage where maybe academia is more challenging, these kind of skills will just go so far to helping you advance, you know?
Yeah, I think it's a very interesting one. It might strike, and it did strike me when I heard it first of all, as a little bit of a soft sort of a thing to get points for. Oh, communication, teamwork, it sounded a little bit fluffy. And I won't lie, I balk always at the idea of education being dumbing down, because I don't think kids need it. I don't think kids are any less bright than they were back in my day, or maybe when there was less grade inflation and less perhaps dumbing down. And I also don't happen to believe that kids can't be challenged. I don't subscribe to the notion of that we need to protect them from every form of stress. I actually think we need to equip them to be resilient and to deal with stresses and those kinds of things. So I balk at the idea of mollycoddling them too much with soft things. But I think you're right. I think communications is a life skill. Teamwork is a life skill. And they come out of school with knowledge of things like Irish. And I'm not knocking Irish for a moment. But they may not use that on a daily basis. Being able to effectively communicate or deal with people who is it that said that other people are actually hell? Dealing with people, I think it was Sartre, but I might be wrong. I usually am. Dealing with other people is really challenging, and I think if you could equip people in those ways, it would be a really good thing and something that we might want for our kids.
Yeah, and just to be able to advocate for yourself in general and to interact with the systems that we have and in interview situations, I think this is absolutely brilliant, and I think, yeah, I'm all for it.
Any ideas about other things that they might throw in there into the mix?
I've often wondered why you don't get sort of the life skills taught to you in school. Like, I just think about, how mortgages work, how personal finance work, how banking works, how, cooking and, everything. I don't understand why that's not taught in schools, because if you don't grow up in a home where that's kind of passed on to you, you won't learn it.
Yeah, I think you're right on the cooking in particular.